Gavin, a 3-2 defeat, but I don't think the result reflects the game. It was a really good performance from you again today.
Yeah, I thought the lads were excellent in terms of the game strategy. I thought they implemented it really well. We're just disappointed again today. See 2 poor goals in the first half. When you go 2-1 up against a team at home like York, you want to try and capitalise on that. But feel a little bit aggrieved. I feel like our players get fouled in a bit, build up to both goals, and then we feel like we can defend it a little bit better. So that's disappointing. It's also disappointing because we have quite a few chances in the first half where we can score even more goals. We had most of the chances, and we understand that York will concede a lot of possession to them. But I thought the lads were brilliant. I know sometimes it might look like we're on the back foot, but actually that's where we're at our sort of most dangerous, really. We turned it over really well, and like I say, the lads for the most part did the game plan really well. And I think we were just disappointed to go in at half time at 2-2 because we'd had most of the chances and really should convert their big moments. It's a great goal from obviously Morgan and a great header from Knotts, but we felt like we should have more and certainly should have been better. I feel like the referee could have been better for us twice, becoming a bit of a reoccurring theme for us. But listen, we have to be accountable. We've got to defend them better as well. So second half, again, just 2 big moments. No chances either end. We conceded a bit of possession, but again, felt the lads just worked so hard. They were so committed to the cause. We felt like we were sort of back to our best in terms of our hard work, desire, and doing a job and a half. And we get a big moment, to score. Sort of hits the keeper, comes back out, and then we've got a free open goal where we missed the target, and that's really, really hard to swallow tonight. And then, of course, with the quality that they've got, Ollie Pearce gets 1 chance and it's bottom corner. And that's the story of the game, really. It's all about both boxes and about, those big moments. And at the moment, we feel like, again, we've created enough chances to warrant to win a game. Certainly get a draw out of it. You can't deny their quality. You can't deny that they're going to be in the top 3 of the league this year. But it feels a little bit like the Carlisle game, where we were really good value and just picked by moments of brilliance, which is hard to take.
Yeah, I mean, you've gone toe-to-toe, though, haven't you, today with a side that, as you say, are going to be up there. They may even win the league. They're a side packed with quality. I was listening to our colleagues at Radio York before the game. They've got players out on loan that they can bring back. And you've gone toe-to-toe with them and proved again, actually, that you are at this level for a reason. And on another day, those chances could have gone in, the one in the first half with Harrison Mail, and it could have been a win the other way for yourselves.
Yeah, it's a bit of a season within seasons, We've had a really great stint at the start of the season, and I'm not sure if the FA Cup's maybe taken our eye off the ball a little bit. Sort of a challenge I've got to the players that they need to be professional and stay focused on what is essentially our bread and butter. The league, we've worked extremely hard as a football club to get here. A lot longer than me being here, but the 2.5 years I've been here, we've dedicated everything to getting here, and we want to remain. So I think that's very early in the season yet, and we're going through another bit of a season where we're having a bit of a tough time. I'd say within the last 8 games, although we've not had the results, I'd say there's only 2 that I'd be particularly disappointed with. And like you rightly say, we certainly should be here. I feel like we've reduced York City, who have had, someone said something to me, 60 odd chances in the last 3 games and scored 16 goals. We've reduced them to minimal, and still feel like we could have done better. And again, we've had chances where we really do need to score. So that's the problem for us at the moment. Big moments in general play. Like I say, when it seems maybe we're on the back foot, it's probably where we're at our most dangerous. But it's really, really difficult to take when you have that. You live with regret, don't you? Because it's big moments that you feel like if you score, the momentum of the game goes your way. You're really on the front foot, and then when you don't, the opposition then have a mentality of, right, it could be our day. And then, like you say, he just gets an opportunity here on the edge of the box and flashes it in the bottom corner, and it's that's the difference. That's why these lads are where they're at, and playing for these big clubs with big resources. So at the end of the day, no one's going to feel sorry for us. No one's going to, get the violins out. Everything's against us, as always. And that's probably where we need to take stock and be accountable for ourselves. We have to be accountable for performances, which I felt like, for the most part, we were really competitive today. Certainly deserved something out of the game. But those big moments, really, the players have to really take stock and be ready and show that bit of professionalism and composure to finish chances. And I'm sure it'll come. The belief's in there. The lads are really disappointed in the changing room, but very buoyant. Like you say, when you come off a performance like that, And again, second performance at Morecambe, you know, again, we feel like it's stolen away from us. We just know we're going through a season within season. So, yeah, listen, we want to be better, and it needs to be in front of goal.
Having got to know you and got to know the team over the last couple of years, one thing that can't be denied is Gavin Cowan's got a lot of ticker. You've got a lot of heart, haven't you? You're passionate about this club. You want to see this club progress, and it's just small margins.
Yeah, for me, it's minimum requirement. You know, I'm sure every manager's got that. I would like to think he has. If he hasn't, he shouldn't be in the job. So, for me, of course, yeah, I'm very passionate, very committed, I'm very dedicated to what it is that we're doing here. But I'm sure every manager is, and I know everybody at the football club is. So I'm no different. But you know, I hope that just feeds into the players. You know, the players definitely do that. You know, you've got your Gaz Dean, Shane Burns, Jack Prices, Matt Lowe's, you know, Morgan Roberts. I can just go on. They're all just so fixated and dedicated to the way we play, how we're trying to go about things, and no one ever said this was going to move in straight lines, you know, and God willing, we just got to keep working hard, keep believing in our own process, trust that process, and you know, invariably when we do stick to our own sort of game strategies and process, you know, positives come out of it. When we deviate, like we did at Altrincham, then it's you know, that's where we see it go wrong. So listen, we're very full of courage and bravery to go and put our best foot forward. And I felt like we did that today. We were hurt with a moment of brilliance, and when we had our chances to win the game, not just draw it, we fluffed our lines.
Final question, you've got to pick some up now for midweek, a game against Burnley under-21s here under the lights, and then Woking next week. I guess a chance on Tuesday to maybe mix things around a little bit, and then you go again next Saturday with another big game at Woking.
Yeah, we'll take stock. The lads will have recovery. They've put in a monstrous effort today. You know, I'm really proud of their hard work and their desire. They're doing a job and a half, and I think Tuesday we'll just take stock tonight and see what sort of lineup we'll go with Tuesday. But you know, the league's our bread and butter, and we need to stay focused on that and be professional and make sure that we're picking up points.
Well, one thing's for sure, Gavin, if you perform like that for the rest of the season, you're going to be okay. Unlucky today. I felt you definitely deserve something, and onwards and upwards to the next game. Cheers.
Thank you, man.